Hey there guys, it's Ara here, bringing you my first episode of my F1 2012 career, Season 2, here in Australia. If you're new to my channel, please go click my logo in the bottom left and I'll take you to my channel and you can see my previous content. I've done a whole season already in career mode. And so here, before we start, I'm just going to go select a new helmet, seeing it's a new season. So we're starting in Red Bull, as most of you will know. And it's going to be pretty exciting. Mark Webber is going to be our teammate. And I was a bit disappointed. I thought Vettel would have pushed me more, maybe, but Webber did finish ahead of Vettel in the championship, I believe. So it's kind of both ways. And we'll have to see if Mclaren are strong this second season. Usually, Codemasters don't do any sort of evolution of car performance, so there's no usual change in performance of cars. So probably McLaren will still be mighty strong, but Ferrari definitely going to be there. And it feels strange that I can finally talk like this sort of as a front runner, and we're going to definitely be challenged for the win straight away in Australia. So I'm going to leave that red helmet till maybe later on. I'm going to choose this swirly blue helmet, because I chose that in 2011. So if you saw my channel update a week ago, then you'll know that I'm going to do qualifying the same video right now. So sit back and relax and enjoy the qualifying report coming up. So in Q2 here, this is the results in Q2. The big shock of Q2 was Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa both going out. Much like in real life in the Australian GB, they both went out. Quite surprising, really. I thought Ferrari would be right up there. And Fernando Alonso, that was the real worrying one. I wasn't too surprised about Massa, because Codemasters have implemented real driver performance. But Fernando Alonso 12th, really poor showing, so he's going to have to make it a good race. So as you can see, that's the results of Q2. So let's go through. And so here we go, and we're going to be watching my lap to see where it places us on the grid. So we're just coming towards the start of the lap, just making sure everything's correct. Going to be changing up to mix 3 right about now. And then just getting ourselves mentally prepared for a flying lap of Australia. Just coming through to the pit straight. All the curves, open the DRS to max out that 7th gear, coming down the straight and across the finish line, and we're going to start the lap now. Spotting my braking point, braking hard now, just a bit across the grass and the apex, keeping the car stable. DRS straight away open, not using curves just yet. I like to save it for sector 3. Braking hard down to this sort of hairpin section, coming across. Now don't want to open the corner too much, because then we can go horribly wide. And we have sort of now coming across, swooping right, not clipping the grass, so that's good. Opening DRS again, braking hard now. Sector 1 done. Coming across this right-hander, taking a lot of the apex. DRS open again, so I'm not too sure if that's a good first sector time. So let's see how it ends up. So braking hard now going right, clipping the apex, taking quite a lot on the left. Opening DRS again, using a tiny bit of curves now, and swooping around this long left-hander and getting ready for that high-speed chicane. Braking, now swooping left, then right straight away, using a lot of curves and opening DRS, and saving about a half of it for the pit straight now. Max out that 7th gear, braking hard, swooping right, taking a lot of the apex there and the grass as well, because we braked too late. Coming across right now, taking quite a lot of the apex there. Braking hard, coming across the hairpin now, just feathering it, opening DRS momentarily, coming across right now, using all the curves, DRS open. And we're coming to the end of the lap here in Australia, and that's a 26.423. And so let's see where that got me. Pole, that is it. That is done. No other way about it. We got pole. It was quite close though. Only by 4/10 we got pole. So Lewis Hamilton will line up next to us in the race. So it's going to be an interesting race. And our teammate is 5th. So he did an okay job. He might have to try and catch up a bit and maybe take a... And now we are on to the race. So we're lining up on pole. So race strategy, I'm going to pit a bit earlier, lap 5. Going to go on normal fuel. We are a front-running team. There should be no need for us to go on cautious. We should be right up there, ready to be quite light at the start. So here we are on pole. I was quite surprised Michael Schumacher came third in qualifying. Quite weird. The Mercedes actually did quite well compared to like Ferrari, so there might be some sort of evolution in car performance. So we're here, the start of the Australian Grand Prix, the start of Season 2, guys. The lights are out, getting a good start, having to use a bit of curves because we bogged down a tiny bit of wheel spin there. Lewis Hamilton's keeping us honest at the moment. We're swooping right now, very gingerly over the apex. Tyres are a bit cold right now. So coming through, and it looks like Schumacher's taken Button in the background. So right now we're first, and we're controlling the race. But just being cautious right now. The tyres aren't as grippy as they should be. So that's the end of the first sector there. And it looks like Button has taken back Schumacher. So we're controlling the race right now. This is legendary AI as well, guys, because I've changed it. So they will be keeping me honest. They will be keeping pretty much that close. So there's no relaxation. I do have to be on it all the time. I found that in legendary AI, you can't really make too much of a mistake, and you know, they'll punish you if you do make a mistake. So I have to really concentrate on this one, and make sure I didn't lose this lead. And Hamilton kept me honest the whole Grand Prix, pretty much. So coming through to the end of lap 1 here. So it's looking pretty good right now. We're controlling the race, and we're on normal fuel, and we're going to pit lap 5. So tyre wear shouldn't be an issue, and I don't know, we might have to change to mix 3, and Hamilton is coming up. He's slipstreaming us right now. He's going on the left. I'm going to go right, and then I'm going to take the racing line back, swooping right across the grass a bit, getting a bit unstable, and Hamilton's still hustling and harrying me there. You can see by the proximity arrow going left and right. So he's still there, so we have to watch out. We're defending right now. So just coming across, and I know I'm stronger in Sector 3 compared to the AI. So this Sector 1 is where they're going to catch a lot of time up. And so, as usual, going fastest on the second lap after obviously the slow start to the previous lap due to the obviously getting off the line. So Hamilton's still very much there, and two McLarens really going strong here again. So it might be another season where we see the McLarens right up there, and it's going to be interesting to see where Fernando Alonso comes in this race, coming up from 12th. I was quite surprised, as I said, Schumacher being third on the grid. So and Rosberg only being I think it was 4th. So quite a resurgence by Mercedes. Probably, maybe some sort of effect of me being there. I galvanised them, maybe. I don't know. But quite weird to see them, you know, usually where the Ferraris would be. So coming through to the end of lap 2, and Hamilton slipstreaming us again. I'm going right. I'm giving him enough room on the inside. I'm going to squeeze him now. And so he's going to have to fall back behind me. So now this is lap 3. So if Hamilton's in that same position now, he will have DRS. Button set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. But Hamilton will have DRS if he's in that same position. So I'm going to have to be wary. This is not going to be an easy, you know, win. I don't think there's going to be any easy win this season compared to last season, because this is legendary. Even though we are in a Red Bull, it can be defeated. And I think on this game the McLaren is slightly faster. Only slightly, but I think slightly faster. I think that's why usually when you see hot laps being done, everyone uses McLaren. Because I think the performance was taken on the car performance, the tier system of how well they perform was taken on you know, the averages of like the first half of the season, sort of. So you know, if you look back at that, then the McLaren were pretty dominant there in terms of scoring consistent points, and Red Bull weren't as strong back then. It's only until like Singapore when they made a real resurgence. So coming through to the end of lap 3, will Hamilton have DRS? If he does, we're going to have to defend quite well. Using the rest of my curves here, going a bit wide. Looking back, it looks like he's fallen back. So he has got DRS, but he's started further back than he was previously. So it's all good right now. We've got 2 laps until our pit stop, and I think that's when stuff will get a bit more interesting, because I'll be in back markers. Well, not back markers, but exactly, but I'll be in probably traffic that hasn't pitted yet. So Hamilton's still keeping me honest, and I'm just going through cautiously. Don't want to wear out these tyres and find out on lap 5 when I'm trying to do a fast in lap that they just fall away. So he's still there, proximity arrows going left and right, as you can see there, just by the Red Bull logo on the car. Going through to the high-speed chicane. Ooh, got the braking a tiny bit too early, and that compromised us. But using a bit of curse to counteract, and Hamilton should have DRS again. So we're going to have to watch out. I've got some curse saved up. That should be enough, hopefully, to defend him. Ooh, going a bit wide there. Now I'm going to use all our curse to counteract maybe Hamilton's DRS. Let's see where he is. On the mini-map, he looks like he's gaining on us on the straight. And there you go, pit stop. And he's coming on the right. Ooh. Ooh, as you can see there by the proximity arrow, he tried to go around the outside to the inside of the first corner. It didn't work. He thought better of it. Quite rightly so, because I would have squeezed him out and made him go on the grass if he tried that move. So now Barton set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix again. So McLaren's going quite fast. I don't know how I'm not setting the fastest lap. It doesn't make sense that I got pole and can't really match the pace of these McLarens right now. But I think on the prime tire I'll be much better. It's usually the case that I'm not as great at the start, and maybe it might be due to Hamilton. Might be on an aggressive fuel strategy. So that basically means they underfueled his car. Makes him a bit faster at the start of the Grand Prix, but might mean that later on we'll be able to pull out a gap if he has to change to mix 1. But you never know in the pit stops. You never know what can happen. Last season, Hamilton was having all the bad luck in the pit stops. You never know, this season I might. So let's see. Let's hope not. Also, we're going to have to be wary of traffic. Hope I don't come out in masses of traffic. So coming through to the pit stop now. Around this last corner, I'm going to use the tiny smidge of curves we've got left down the pit lane, getting as much advantage as we can. So coming to the pits now. Let's see what sort of time this is going to be. And 4, wow, that's quite strange in a Red Bull. I think last season in Brazil it was 2.9 or something. Quite surprising that Red Bull are 4.1 right now, but it is the start of the season. Oh god, quite a few cars are passing me. I'm going to use a bit of curves coming round. Ooh, who's this trying to take me? It's Grosjean. Ooh, just squeezed him out. Just had to squeeze Grosjean out, make sure he didn't overtake me there. I can't afford to lose any places at the start of this stint. And he's still looking up my gearbox. He's got option tyres, obviously, so he will be a bit punchier. I've got cold prime tyres, so that's doubly slow. But we're in 12th place right now, so hopefully we'll filter out still in front of Hamilton. And there's a train of cars in front of me. They should all be pitting pretty much. I mean, there are a fair few that might not pit. Quite a few of the AI like to stretch out the first stint. So we're pulling away from Grosjean slightly. We're catching up this pack, but as I said, they'll probably pit. Oh god, going a bit wide there onto the. I could feel the rear tyres going in the gravel. And Hamilton set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Does that mean that he pit or didn't? Let's see. We are going to come out and it looks like Hamilton's still first, so he hasn't pit yet. Hamilton hasn't pit. So our teammate is he in front of us? Or maybe not. No, he's not. What the hell? Am I reading that right? Third place, Krewella. What? How? That is crazy. How is Krewella third? That would suggest he's gonna come out like P11 or even P10 or around there, low points or high non-scoring points. How the hell is that happening? Krewella in a HRT and just him being crap as always. How is he third right now after not pitting yet? Like, I know maybe the lower teams won't pit for a long time, but how can you get that much of a lead on other cars? Okay, that's going to be interesting. We'll see at the end of the race where he comes. That's going to be very interesting. How the hell Krewella can be third right now? I'm still laughing at, oh my god. How can Krewella be third? You serious? So, pitting now. Everyone's going to pit. So, Krewella in the pits. So, let's see if we're going to come out. Hamilton should have pitted. Where is he? Oh no, he's ahead of us. He's ahead of us. I can see him in the distance. There you go. He's going around the first corner. So we're second right now. So we are going to have to battle for position. My engineer's telling me that Hamilton's changing to mix 1 to save fuel. So I was right about the aggressive fuel strategy. So I've got mix 3, I think, right now. So we should be able to catch him and overtake him. We're going to have to. This is for position. So chasing down Hamilton, the first bit of real action we've had. Using a bit of curves now. Just trying to get in, maybe in the DRS zone. Coming through, oh god, going wide on the grass, just getting a bit too anxious and too late on the brakes. So through the high speed chicane. Losing a bit of time, I felt. Didn't go as quick as I could through there. I'm not too sure we'll be in the DRS zone. Maybe if we make this a good third sector, and it looks like it. Getting quite a lot of time through that one right-hander. So hopefully, come on, coming through now, braking late, and I think we'll be in the DRS zone. Using the rest of my curves, going wide, and yes, we do have DRS. Opening that, the slot in my rear wing. Getting a nice toe, we're getting close to him, but not close enough. Braking hard now, oh god. Trying it up the outside, not quite. And we got a second DRS zone obviously, so we're opening the flap again. Getting a nice slipstream, I'm going to go down the inside of the corner. Going to squeeze him out. Going to give him enough room though, but I've squeezed him out nicely there. So we have taken first back again. And now hopefully we can try and pull away. Hamilton will be on mix 1 and on mix 3. So we're controlling this race now from now on. And this is where I'm going to cut to the end. Because, as I said many times before, guys, I'm not going to make you guys watch boring parts of the races, if it is. So I'm going to cut here to the last lap. So here, on lap 14, coming to lap 15, Hamilton is quite close to me. I did pull out a gap of about 2 seconds, but then he's caught it back, as he's probably changed up to mix 2 right now, and I'm fleeting right now. Losing quite a bit of time through corners, just getting a bit, losing concentration right now. So he's catching us up, braking late, a bit too late, going across, going quite wide there. Not going to help us. Hamilton's going to be right behind us, actually. There is a threat of him getting DRS at the back straight. Or not on the back straight, sorry, the pit straight. Just come through first sector, slow again after that wide. So it is going to be very close here, a dramatic end to this race. We've got an optimal fuel level, so maybe we can change to mix 3 just for this last lap to help us a bit. Going across the grass right now. Right now, I am vulnerable to losing this win right here. I don't really want to say that, but he is very close, and I'm feeling the pressure right now. Coming across, hitting the barge, whatever that thing is called, that orange thing sticking up, the bollard. He's coming through to the last sector. He's going to be right there. Got a bit of traffic in front of us, shouldn't be a problem. Maybe actually I might be able to get some DRS off him, hopefully. Braking hard now, and I don't think we would have done it, I don't think so. But Hamilton's right there, proximity, yeah. Arrow's right there, using the rest of our curves. Going across to the finish line, he's going to be right there. Oh, he's getting slipstream, I'm going to squeeze him onto the grass. Oh, who won? Who won? Oh! Oh my god, that was so close. It's so close I couldn't see who actually won. I thought he had just got it. 300ths of a second he is behind us by. Oh, I had to squeeze him onto the grass. It was, oh, that was a dramatic end to the Grand Prix, guys. Oh, but we have won the first race of the season after winning the World Championship at the dramatic ending at the Brazilian Grand Prix last year. We have got a first win of this year, Season 2, and we're going to start this championship off very well. And Chris Kane there with 10 points. How the frick does that happen? I cannot believe that. Chris Kane with 1 point. He will be ahead of every other low team driver. So, that's been the end of the Australian Grand Prix. I've been Arif. I hope you enjoyed that episode, guys, and I'll see you next time.